Hey everybody, this is me, Joe. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am starting the assembly of the Pit Boss Platinum Lockhart. First thing you got to do is unbox it from that huge box. There's two huge boxes actually. This big brown one is the shipping that slides straight off, and then you have, I guess, the display box, and that also just slides straight off. There was a pallet. I removed that, got that out of my way. Comes on a pallet, you see right there. Then step one is to turn it on its side. It's got these big, these thick foam, styrofoam pads. So I just tilt it on my side, and then next is installing the legs right here. This is the front left, number 15. This is the front right, number 18. So far, the front right is pretty much a pain. You have this thing right here, and you need a short stubby to get down in there. Using some light here to show you what I'm talking about. But this is in the, but that's the where you install the screws, right down here. So you need a stubby to get back here. Up here, not so bad. I know you can't see, but you got 3 screws there. That was fine, but those 2. All right. Okay. Next step is to get this front panel on. Rule 1, read the instructions. Make sure all the screws you put in up to this point, just like get them hand started first, because of the next step, you need the slack in all the panels to get the next panel on. So yeah, so next step is this one. First the legs, then this one. Okay, next up is the ashtray bracket. If you want to use a drill, that's fine. If you have space, if you have clearance, you don't want to skip and strip out your screws. But more importantly, you want to keep it like on a low torque. Go the right direction. And then just let it bottom out. And let the gears kick in. And then finish up with your hand torquing it, making it good and tight. So you could go like another 1/6 of a turn. That's standardized torque. Okay. Next up is installing this bottom shelf. It's hard for my camera to like zoom in or zooming in too much. You see the bottom shelf? Once again, they tell you just start the screws. Don't fully tighten them down. Only issue is, not really an issue, but start the top ones first. And then the bottom ones, as you can see, you have to get through the bottom here. So all I did was just tilted it up slightly, and I was able to get my hand start those screws from going from underneath and installing them. Wasn't too difficult. I thought it'd be harder, but yeah, have it loose a little bit, and we'll get going on the next step. Okay, so previous step was start the bottom shelf. All right, make sure you just start the screws, don't tighten anything down. And then they want you to install the back legs, that one and this one. What I recommend is before you install this bottom one first, because it's a little tricky trying to start these 3 screws. There's one inside here and these 2, and balancing this at the same time. You gotta like support it underneath the shelf, but the weight of the shelf is counteracting your actions trying to hold here. So before you install the bottom shelf, install 3 legs, get them finger tight, and then install the bottom shelf, and then install this leg. You can't install the bottom shelf with all 4 legs attached because the shelf goes inside, as you can see. So you need one free leg open to install that bottom shelf there. So that's a little tip right there that I just learned myself. But they did, the engineers, they did have a little bit of foresight. The screws to install the front legs go from inside the grill area, as you can see. So it's a little bit tricky getting one hand with the screw and one hand holding the leg and starting it from the inside the grill area. Whereas the back legs, they put the anchor nuts inside the unit, and then you start them from the outside, as you can see. Otherwise, you would need 2 people to install the back legs. This way, you still only need 1 person. Okay, on to the next. All right, welcome back. The next step is to tighten down every single screw that you just installed. Because remember, you installed everything hand tight or halfway, as the instructions say. But you just need to tighten them up to where you feel good. There'll be enough play to get the next component in. Okay, in my experience, working over a couple decades on jet engines, you have really tight fits and hard to reach fasteners. So I always do is when I have my full strength and start the hard ones first. The hard ones are back down there, those 3 down there, because you have this thing in the way. I don't know what that is. Looks like the drip tray for the oil going to the little bucket. Is that in focus? Sorry, not paying attention. But yeah, that looks like the drip tray. So those you gotta do hand by hand. You can't get a drill in there. Then you have 2 more here for the ashtray cover. Then you got these 3. You're gonna have to do that top one there by hand. The 2 down here that you got to come up from the bottom, like I said, you just tilt this a little bit and you can get your hand underneath, get them started that way. But you're gonna need a stubby, tighten them up. And then the last 2 hard ones are inside here. Let me get my light. Where'd you go? Down here. You have inside here, you got 1 right there, and then up top you got the other one. Okay, those you have to do by hand, and then of course you could use your drill or nut driver or screwdriver through that one. Okay, on to the next step. Looks like it's going to be installing the casters, and then I could turn this thing up. Okay, so that didn't take very long. You got the 2 casters they want on the left legs, and then the locking casters they want on the right legs. But it seems like a personal preference for me, however you like it. But that's what they said in the instructions. Next step is the smokestack. You see here, Get these smokestacks, and then you could turn it upright, which I'll have to get my son or get a couple more people to help me. All right, be back in a sec. Okay, next up is these smokestacks. They were super easy, just 4 screws holding each one, and then you take this cap or chimney and just slides on. And I think you can adjust these, back it out a little, I guess, to let more smoke out, or however that works. All right, now just to stand it up, I'm gonna have to get a few people here help me out, or else it's the continuation of this video won't be taking place. So we'll see how hard this is gonna be. Alrighty, see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. That was way easier than I thought it was gonna be. I guess that's why they want those locking casters on those legs, because when I was working on this side was towards the ground. You have to, where'd it go? You gotta make sure you keep that styrofoam, because that drip tube right there, however this went, yeah, this went like this. And you got these things here. You wanna keep this on, because when it's on its side, this is facing down, okay? Locking casters here, and then when you pick it up, you're picking it up this way. Those locking casters doesn't make it slip or slide or roll. And then when I got it about halfway, I just shifted my arms and grabbed hold of this area back here, and I eased it down properly, or I eased it down. So, word of caution, like nothing happened. Just when you take it off of the pallet, it's going to be sitting upright minus the legs, and you're going to tilt it down this way. You keep this styrofoam on there, because that is protecting this drip tube and these 2 studs right here. Okay, so off to the next step. Let's just take a step back and look at it. That's with the legs on and the casters. I think Luna likes it, right, Luna? You got your smokestacks, and looks like all you have to do is put the side shelf, the handles, and maybe a few other things. That's all that's left of the parts. You get a package of bolts. One thing I didn't like is these 2 rows right here. 1, 2 is bolt A, and you got a row of bolt C, and then these are bolt D. It doesn't look like there was any extras, so make sure you don't lose anything. It looks like I got 1 C bolt left there, but maybe that goes to something. And you got this special bolt here. It's got a shank on it. Okay, we'll see in a little bit. Let me show you this before I tighten anything down. Here's the side shelf. Okay, got it off. All right, they want you to start 2 screws using screw B. Leave about a 1/4 inch, they say, right here, right below the stud, and then straight across. And then you have these slotted holes here. And all you do is oh my god. Let me do that. It was worked a second ago. And now what I want to show you is like, there we go. So you just put it in and slide it to the left. Okay, the next step was a little tricky at first, but I'm talking about step 15. Putting in this piece here. That, where are you? That right there. That silver T-bar, which they call the flame broiler pull handle. Okay, the picture, if you see these pictures, the perspective is, here's the side of the whole grill and the side table. The perspective is coming down and looking up that way. Okay, so if I can pan back out, so the perspective is from the bottom and up. Okay, and what you do is you slide this into the hole, and you get this bracket here. And you slide the other end through the hole of the bracket. I'm bad with a camera, but so you can see. And then you attach it, the last two screws of C, one there and one there. So you just tighten those up, which I will do now. And then also you install 3 knobs. The 3 knobs are identical. Got one here and those 2 right there. Right there, 1, 2. So that was the next step. That takes you down all the way to 18. 19 is to slide in the ashtray, which looks easy. Just right here. Hold on a sec. There's the ashtray. It's weird. Next up is the lid handles. One for the grill and one for the hopper right here. If you can't find the hardware, just look at the handles. The hardware is attached to the handles. It'll be these 2 for the large one, and these 2 are attached to the little one. Let me install these real quick and hope we can do. For the small handle, for the pellet chamber, you want to have the door open all the way. Open the door all the way. Hand start one side with your hand. Make sure this ring is on the outside here. And then hold the handle with your left hand. With your right hand, you start the screw. and then you rotate it around. Make sure you put that little ring underneath the handle. You start the other screw, and then put some German torque on it, good and tight, right there. And that one's done. Repeat the same step for the large handle, except you have 3 pieces. You have your screw, you have your ring. It's going to attach to the handle on the outside. Then on the inside you have looks like a Kevlar washer or some sort, and your screw, and then that goes on the inside. You really can't see that from the picture, but oh no, I take that back. Looks like it all goes on the outside and only the screw on the inside. So let me, on the large handle, you want to have the handle off to the side real quick. You take the ring and the Kevlar washer, you hold the ring and wash it together, push the screw through, and then it kind of like, it's tight enough, it's kind of hold. Then you grab the handle with your screwdriver. You grab the handle with your left hand, and with your screwdriver you get it started. Then come to the other side, same thing. Put the ring and washer, push the screw through, set the handle on top, get your screwdriver, put some German torque, good and tight. Okay, next up is the flame broiler. Remember, we have our slider handle right there. It's right here. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have an attachment going from there to this little arm, and then that will open and close the flame broiler, as you can see. So as you're putting in this big monster plate right here, make sure you get it underneath the slider here, and you rest it on this rounded piece here. Then you have 2 slots on the left, one here and one here, and they'll fit right over into the this other rounded area above the burn pot. So there you go. We'll continue on. So like I suspected, we have this extension bar that attaches to your slider handle. Okay, before it actually works, you got to install this screw, that last screw that had the shaft on it. We were wondering where it went. It goes right here. It attaches these 2 bars. I recommend using this 8-inch screwdriver. And then tighten it down. Then it looks like this arm comes down. There, just like that. And then let's see if this works. Okay, a little sloppy, but it works nonetheless. Okay, let's go move on. The next step was to, let's go turn this way, was to get all the plastic and cardboard off of all of these racks. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 racks. You could take out as many racks as you want. It comes with hooks. You can hang sausage. Where are they at? Yeah, I don't know if you see that. But yeah, you got a bag of hooks here, and you can hang sausage, I guess. There's plastic around this drip tray. Make sure you pull that off, and make sure you install it right with the hole on the right hand side. Then you have 2 porcelain grilling plates. They go in here. And you have a top rack, which looks like it's adjustable. You could go in or out, however far you want. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so that pretty much was the last step. You get 6 of these hooks. I accidentally threw one away in the big box, getting rid of the plastic. I have to fish it out of there. But yeah, you get some meat hooks for your sausage. Let's see what else. Last thing was these things here. They open and close your vents. Let's start over. Okay, so the last steps are you got 6 hooks. Okay, just kind of go through a run through. You got your 2 pull handles here that open and close these vents. The top one and the bottom one. And then you connect your little drip bucket right here. The video keeps cutting out, but it comes with these disposable, you know what I mean. This paint, I can't do it with one hand, but there. It comes with these disposable buckets that go inside. There. Okay, you gotta look for these wherever you could find them. Goes in there, goes in there, and hooks up there. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'll do a power test maybe tomorrow or my next day off, and smoke something. So that's all for this video right now.